lived up to the billing. Both teams are really good. A lot of back and forth. We talked about that with the guys last night. I think trying to prepare our team for what a rivalry game looks and feels like. The fact that you can have there's going to be tons of emotion in it. There's going to be a lot of momentum swings, and you got to be able to ride the wave. You got to be able to stay in there. And honestly, too many examples to list of that, but found ways. Obviously, a lot of highlights on all sides, but I think really just the different sides of the ball, kind of battling back when weren't at our best. I mean, there's a lot of examples. Not scoring the first couple drives offensively when we were moving it, pretty good. Dennis coming back and making some of those kicks. Defensively, gave up some plays, but then got the 3 turnovers or 4, whatever it was. It's a lot of turnovers. And those were the difference in the game. So, yeah, it's pretty cool to be sitting here, get the 10th win, obviously getting a chance to go to the championship game. It's just obviously very, very meaningful. And this is one of the toughest things to do in football is beat a good football team on senior night at their place. It's one of the hardest things to do in football. And with all that was riding on it on top of it, for us to find a way to get it done, it was a clutch performance by our team and a big-time win.
For Corey to be the guy that ended, how special is that for him? And what'd you say to him on the field afterward?
Yeah, it was really cool for him. I mean, you just never know when it's going to be your moment. And he was ready. Shane made sure he had the call. And then, yeah, he drove back and made a great play on the ball. It wasn't an easy play. And excited for Corey. I mean, he's worked hard behind the scenes and a great example of don't worry about any outside expectations or what other people think. It doesn't matter. You just keep working and improving. Good things happen, and he's done a good job of that.
Coach, you talked about playing from behind early on in the game and not being able to score. What was the biggest difference in the second half, both offensively and defensively, that kind of gave you guys the edge and being able to take the lead?
Yeah, getting the turnovers were big, and I think the little surge there at the end of the half was really important. Where we got down there, I think we missed one after the pick, and then we pick it off again and get down there, and Dennis bombs the field goal. And so that was a real, I think, important stretch. And but yeah, I mean, we got turnovers defensively. Offensively, we did a much better job finishing drives after the first quarter, and that was the difference in the game.
And with Travis out, how big was Austin for you with his game on the ground?
He was huge, but like exactly what we expected him to be, exactly what he has been. There's not one person in that locker room surprised about the way he plays. He's worked. Like another great example of the unselfishness of this team. He comes in, they're mixing time in the beginning. We started to ride Travis a little bit more. He could have got down. He could have quit practicing hard. He could have gotten selfish, not for 1 second, and there was no doubt in that locker room that he was ready.
Caleb, how important was it to get Jordan Addison back for this one?
I mean, we got guys that have stepped up in other big games. So, I mean, it's important, obviously, to have all of your guys full go. But if he wasn't, we were going to go out there and we were going to do what we've done past couple weeks. So, like I said, it was important. Glad to have him back. I said after he scored, I said, welcome back. Glad to have you. No, it's awesome having these guys out here and getting a win like this.
What kind of a Heisman moment is this for Caleb Lincoln?
I just don't. Having coached some guys like that in the past, they're one of the things, guys that win individual awards, whether it's a Heisman or a, Blitnikoff or Mackey or whatever it is. You don't focus on that. Like, we never think about that. Like, you're just trying to win each week for your team, and those are the guys that find a way to do it. So, he's been one of the best players in the country this year. He's played really well. But all those things, it's just got to be. It's got to stay about the ball, and that's the most important thing. I know that's the most important thing to him and all of us. So, if any of those things, come to fruition, that's great. But those are kind of byproducts, right? It's not why we're here, and I know I can speak for him in saying that's not why he's here.
Caleb, what did you learn about this rivalry tonight?
I played in probably 2 other games that were large rivalries. And I kind of went to this game kind of expecting the same thing. It's going to be a dogfight. You're going to have to do your job and do your job at a high level and keep fighting, keep swinging, because there's been games where we've been down going into the fourth quarter by probably 10 points, 7 points. Again, games where I came in and if we were down by 21, we went down 14 today. So you know, just trying to lead, keep my guys' heads up because the game's never over in these big games.
In games like this, do the swings feel like they're bigger both ways?
No, swings are going to happen, and you have to be prepared for them. That's what Coach told us, and he prepares us that way. That swings are going to happen in this game. The thing is that you have to keep fighting. You have to stay together. Keep the unbreakable brotherhood that we have.
Shane, after amongst the defensive taking this year to really make all these pivotal plays, what does that mean to you and to this unit?
That's our goal, just to remain consistent. Every week you come in and you got things you need to work on, and each week we come in and we assess and we evaluate. And Coach Grinch does a great job of evaluating what we're doing and making sure everybody understands what we need to do better. And so just going to the practice field, we talked about from the start of the week, just focusing on that day, making sure we're doing everything we can do that day in order to be here right now. And so just staying present, focusing on the little things, focusing on things that we know we need to do and we can't skip over. I think that's why we're able to do what we're at today.
Lincoln, what happened tonight that was the biggest sign of growth this team has made from August?
Being down 14, nothing, I think it was, and not even flinching, not even like thinking about flinching. Because you know you build these games up in your head, and the problem becomes when you try to decide like what's going to happen before it happens, right? You get so excited to play, you kind of think like dream of, oh, we're going to go play this unbelievable game and get off this lead, and you never sit there and think, oh well, we're going to be down 14-0. But I actually told the guys last night, I was referencing to one we were in last year at the other place, and all of a sudden we were down like 28-7 at half, and I kind of mentally like told the guys like we are capable of being down 28-7 at the end of the first quarter. Like we're capable of being down. Like we can make a lot of great plays. We can make some mistakes too. We can have some things go away. The team we're playing is a good team. Like you can't write the script first. You just got to be ready to respond and respond with discipline. And for us to just respond like that over and over. And then the other thing I would say is how many guys stepped up that maybe haven't had like a statistically huge year tonight, right? I mean, obviously, you know, Corey there at the end, you know, Darwin Barlow. I mean, there's Austin. You go down the list, and I think, you know, we keep talking about kind of the closeness and culture and togetherness of this team, and I think it was on full display tonight.
Shane, what did you see on that last play made you change the coverage?
I didn't change it. I just made sure he knew what we were doing. Double check.
Good communication.
Hey Caleb, just what's your thoughts on this being one of the first games where he signed for UCLA and see two black quarterbacks, the perspective of that and just the performance of tonight?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, if you look at it like that, it's pretty awesome. But I go into it as it's just another quarterback over there that that the defense has to go against, and that I have to go out and play versus their defense and try my best to help the Trojans go 1-0.
Special teams almost became a part of the outcome of this game. What was the thought process between long kickoffs versus the short kickoffs that kind of came back to bite you a little bit?
No, it was a part of the outcome. It always is. Made a few, obviously. I mean, again, that field goal right there at the end of half was so clutch. Yeah, we had a plan to sky kick a couple of them. I think the last one that we did, we just didn't hit a good ball. I mean, we hit it about 10 to 15 yards shorter than where we wanted to. We did a pretty good job covering kickoffs other than that. They're dangerous. They've done a really nice job in KOR all year, so we wanted to try to give them a few different looks.
Shane, you wanted to set a championship culture. That was one of the things when you came here. To now be in the Pac-12 championship, what does that mean to you?
Oh man, it means everything. Kind of just thinking back to when we all got here, the main thing that we wanted to do was come together and have an unbreakable brotherhood. To our time here, I think we all can agree that we've seen the growth and the bonds that we have with each other and like our team, the energy and the passion that we play with. Like, we play for each other, and it's something that like you got to be a part of the field. But to me, I think that's the biggest reason why we're here, and that's what's going to keep these championships, keep getting us in these big games, and keep leading us to success. Is just how much we can rely on each other, how much we can just love each other, honestly.
The last drive, I mean, when you guys had to go out for the last drive, you know, you're on the 11-yard line. What's kind of the mood or the vibe, or what was said in the
You just stop, get
title?
off the field.
What's that?
Get off the field.
Get stop and get off.
Get the offensive ball back and get off the field.
Any way necessary?
I'm sorry?
Any way necessary?
Any way necessary.
Go ahead. whoever.
Lincoln, in the build-up throughout the week, UCLA had some pretty emotional words. USC's players kind of kept it a little more measured. Was that by design? Did you talk about kind of keeping your emotions a little?
Yeah, we did, but not in any response, whether they had said anything or not. That's just kind of the way we handle business. And this team is, wherever we've gone, we've kind of gone together, and so we wanted to keep it that way. And then before we get to, I just want to say, like college football on the West Coast and here in LA is alive and well, all right? And the people that were in that stadium tonight, whether you were a UCLA fan, whether you were a USC fan, they won't forget nights like that. What an unbelievable experience. That's how it's got to be every week. And I'm not just talking about at our place or anything like that. If you're in this area and then come to this game, had a chance to, boy, you missed out. Don't miss out on too many more. Make sure our fans don't miss out next week. We'll see you then. Fight on.
Right on.